This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.
Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando. Thank you for joining us today. This is a Thursday. It's kind of cold in Atlanta. It's rainy. It's a rainy day. I know that in Cleveland it's getting a little warmer, but it's still colder than here in the city of Atlanta. But we are excited because today we have good information about immigration, information for everybody in any place in the world. And Ms. Wong will be answering all of your questions today. So please feel free to ask your questions. She will be answering each one of them. And we will have about 30 minutes to answer your immigration questions and directing you to the things that you can do in order to resolve your immigration situation. Ms. Wong, good afternoon. How are you doing today? Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I'm good.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And well, we are really excited about what's going on with these projects that are going on. This President Biden is still not 100 days, but we have seen a lot of proposals. But I wonder, what's going to happen with this comprehensive reform? Is it going to go through? Is the Congress going to stop it, or the Senate going to stop it? How are they going to approve it? I would like to know your thoughts about it.
Last night, we have in Ohio, in Cleveland, Senator Sherrod Brown, a good friend of ours, had a private 1-hour Zoom discussion with his supporters and constituents about the possibility of passing, the Gun Act, in view of the murders that's going on with the assault weapons, with immigration bills, with the economy. So according to him and newspapers, it seemed like some changes would go, but the hardest change is to give everybody work permits and green cards, a path to citizenship within the 8 years. Because right now, within the past 20 years, the surge from the southern borders is the highest. And just yesterday, as you know, Vice President Harris has been appointed by the president to take care of the southern border issue. They're spending millions of dollars in Central America for the people not to come up, because they're hoping that if the economy there, people can get jobs. Why should they come to America and be illegal? Number one. Number two is, which I'm very excited about that, and I'm hoping we all are excited, is that they're going back to the President Obama's situation of allowing people to apply the CAMP program, CAM or CAM program on Central Americans could apply for refugee status or parole status in Central America instead of coming through the border and be denied entry. Actually, the past few months, I've seen some or quite a bit of Central Americans coming up, some with parole for 2 years, some with parole for 1 year, and some with actually refugee status. They can apply for green card right away. So hopefully Biden is going to do that, but I heard that that's what he already passed. So it is exciting what's going on, but please stop coming up through the borders. I've been hearing even horror stories from Mexico about how people were kidnapped because they know their relatives are in America, and they're getting threatening calls from people here because they know we are making US dollars to pay for the kidnapping fees and stuff like that. So let's just really be careful. And even if you're trying, don't give people a lot of phone numbers, because these are serious criminal people. They know how to extort and hurt people like us.
Thank you so much, Miss Wong. And yeah, a lot of people are concerned about what's going on in the southern border. But could this be a situation that could affect our people and the what we are willing to happen? Would this delay or just stop the intentions of the president of the United States?
Right now, the president already succeeded in a 2 trillion economic stimulus plan. The Treasury Secretary, Dr. Yellen, is already predicting a long way towards court fights. I think absolutely TPS, DACA kids, and farm workers, probably 98%, I think those three will pass because there's a high probability. I mean, they must pass something. But I would love to see, even if they don't give everybody that's in America on January 1st of 2021 a work permit, they should at least get rid of perm bars, extend 245Is, give parents or mothers in America who have 21-year-old US-born kids to be able to sponsor them, as long as they have no criminal records, to get a green card without leaving the country, without 61A waiver. These are not rocket science. These are pure things that should have happened in the past 20 years, but for the weakness of the American presidents. Hopefully, President Biden, knowing that he's already 78 years old, it's just like I'm 70, we know time. We don't have time. We need to pass something to create our own legacies. And I hope he will listen to us. And also, we got him elected. We need him to listen to what his supporters, his constituents like to do, just like Senator Sherrod Brown last night. He knows that we contributed, we asked him, we wanted him to be elected by the American public to work for our country. And now is the time that we say, hey, you are elected, you are pro this, pro that. When can we see some results? And I hope President Biden give us the results with Vice President Harris.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And Vice President Harris will be very busy in the southern border, so we hope that she can manage that in the correct way. So
she will, Mr. Wong. Yes, she will. Yes. Knowing
she's
her,
a very strong woman, right?
Yep. Awesome.
But we have a question coming in. It's Ayitin Chavda. Hi, ma'am. When immigration people go to vaccination website asks them social security number. So, well, this is not an immigration question, so I'm gonna skip it.
I think her question could it be because she has no social, because she's undocumented? Because it sounds like she's an Indian national, but I couldn't read because I have my reading. I mean, it's too far for me.
I will try to read it.
I think it's more like if she doesn't have a social, what does she do? She can actually give a tax ID number, or she doesn't have, just say none. I think she still qualifies for the vaccination.
Yes, and there are some places that are not asking you for specific information regarding to immigration. So you can go online and maybe find some kind of stores, and you will find the information. You have to write your information down, and you will be set up for a certain date. So you should try, because it doesn't hurt to try. Next question, Ms. Wong, and I'm using your words. Dalitso David Mwansa, what is the difference between illegal immigration and illegal immigrant? What is a person who is out of status considered? Are they illegal immigrants, or there is another term used?
You could be undocumented, you be illegal. Even we ourselves say, oh, I'm an illegal alien, so the words really doesn't matter. It's all rhetorical. The question is, how can I get my piece of paper? Actually, the green card is actually pink and blue. It's not even green anymore. It's a small white piece of paper. So it's really very much, how could I get my paper to get myself a social worker, driver's license, file tax return, and hopefully retire in America with a lot of grandkids. That's really the goal. You can call yourself whatever you want. You can be undocumented, illegal, no papers, anything.
Okay,
You're still
thank you so
human.
much.
You have a body, you have a spirit, you have a soul, you have faith. If you don't have faith and dreams and hope, you won't be in America.
Yeah,
Simple
I
as that.
wonder. I wonder if this question is just asking between the difference of having entered to the United States with a visa and overstayed a visa, and also just crossing the border. If there is a difference between those two situations.
Oh, no difference.
Yeah, no
That's
difference
why
at all.
you look at parallel track. I entered legally, so I entered on a tourist visa. I changed to a student visa. I filed for asylum, so it's a legal status, right? You also look at illegally. I came undocumented illegally. I still filed asylum with a year. I won asylum, so I got my green card. So it's always parallel track. If I do something in 3 minutes, what's my consequences? If I do something silly or stupid in 3 years, what's my consequences? It's the same, always parallel track.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. Don't forget that the phone number is 216-279-3984. 216-279-3984. You can call right now. They will give you an answer and you can make a consultation with Ms. Wong and she will give you all the information. Ms. Wong is the favorite attorney of people from India, from Bangladesh, Ms. Wong. And we have some people that are asking questions about what is the particular aspect that people from India want to resolve right now. We know they are hardworking people.
So Indian cases are very, very different from Latino cases. India, the whole Latino cases, mostly we want to come up to work. We heard about the American dream, but most of the people who came to America from Latino countries are from rural, they're very, very poor. But then once they come, they started sending money back home. They start building a little house. And they, in the olden days, they always plan to retire there, especially from Mexico. The Indian people normally, because India is such a vast, big country, and there's a lot of religion. They have Muslims, they have Hindus, they have Gujaratis, they have like Christians. The South, like Sister Teresa, is Indian. So it's such a big country. Normally, you have either the really poor people or the middle class, because from India to America, it's very much at least 30,000 to 50,000, depends on how they come. There was a time to go to Canada and walk down or become Canadian citizens and come with e-visa. But then in the past 10 years, it cost more than 30,000 to go to Mexico all the way legally and then come to America undocumented or illegally. And also in the 80s and 90s, they would come, but a lot of the people that came from 90s from China, we mostly got asylum because Chinese is such a dogmatic communist country, especially in the early days, the against religion, one-child policy, stuff like that. But Indians, it's very difficult to get asylum because India is economically poor, but it's one of the largest democratic countries, even though there's a lot of caste problem. Like they have the toilet class, they have the barber, the haircut class. We do a lot of Indian cases. But Bangladeshi is very different. So Bangladeshi is more, I shouldn't say Muslim, but Bangladesh is different from Indian culture, and they sort of look down on each other. I mean, more the Indians against Bangladesh. Pakistan is another issue. I mean, I can tell you stories about the Asian Pacific because there's a lot of Asian hatred now. So we're all trying to work together against this Asian history, which is not the topic of this show, but it's something that's interesting and fun, I think.
And yeah, and of course, a lot of people refer Ms. Wong to other people because she has resolved their cases. And when they know that there is an attorney that can handle your case correctly and get you a green card or a immigration benefit, then they tell other people that there is Miss Wong. So maybe you can ask some other people that what you are watching right now is true. She can find a solution for your case. It doesn't matter where you are from. You can be from Vietnam, you can be from India, can be from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Hong Kong, China, Venezuela, Mexico, Colombia, any place in the world. If you have a case, she will let you know and she will help you with your immigration needs. She has offices in 9 cities of the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is just one phone number: 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We have a very interesting question coming in, Miss Wong. This person looks like is very concerned about her situation. It looks like she has a conditional green card, which is expiring in January 25, 2021. And she wants to know if she can apply for her naturalization. This person abandoned her and her kids. They are living in Hawaii and they are originally from Vietnam. They wanted to do their citizenship, but they couldn't due to the pandemic. But they want to know if there is something faster that they can do in order not to lose their green card that they have right now and they haven't renewed.
Okay, talking about Vietnam, there was a time it's more Korea or China, but now it's Vietnam. Vietnam is known to be one of the highest fraud country in the world when it comes to marriage cases. There used to be Nigeria, and then it became Ghana. So Vietnam in the Far East is known for that. And it's only because people want to help people. They thought, oh, I can just help you. But it turned out it's against the law. All right. So don't do it. Now, on the other hand, listening to her, it seemed like poor woman, she already expired. The 2 years already expired on January 2021. So now it's March of 2021. So definitely you need to file a 751. Once you file a 751, you have an 18-month extension. I won't even worry about naturalization. Naturalization is citizen. Think parallel track. How do I become a citizen? You have to have a permanent green card for more than 5 years or more than 3 years if I'm legally and cohabitating with my U.S. spouse. Right? In this case, you could not be a citizen because you only had your conditional green card, which is a 2-year green card expired. So you cannot be a citizen. Forget about naturalization. So I'm glad you asked me these questions. With young lawyers would just say, oh, you cannot be a citizen and stop it. Now, older lawyers like us, especially we do a lot of Vietnam cases, is number one, he abandoned you. So if you go to a seasoned U.S. CIS adjudicator, they'll say, oh, probably it's half fraud anyway. So to overcome that perception of even me, I'm it's Vietnam, it's fraud, someone's trying to help you, and then now he found a real love, he couldn't sponsor you anymore. So instead of that, we need to prove that it's real. So why this is real? How come you didn't file your 751 4 months before the expiration, which makes it September? Because September, it's 4 months from January of 2021. You couldn't file it because he deserted you. So you also said we. When you say we, do you have children? Where does this children come from? Is it from this spouse, but then must be born in America because you only had a 2-year green card? So who is the father of these? The we. So if the we means that you also have 2 other kids sponsored by the same man who deserted you, you have to prove number 1 is bona fide. Number 2, it doesn't seem like you're divorced, but you have divorced. See, in the olden days, you have 751 and 752. 752 means that I'm divorced. 751 means that I'm married and cohabitating. But in the olden days, even if I'm married, I'm separated, they can still approve the case. Nowadays, they won't. And they change the forms now. Both are 751. That's why I said, number 1, file the 751. Number 2, if you're separated, you need either to have him or you have to divorce him or he have to divorce you, or otherwise you cannot file a 751 merit because you need a signature. So hurry up and if not, get a divorce. Unless it's an abuse case, then you can also switch it to a 361, a 360, 360. Remember in past shows, I've talked about there's only 4 visa cases, I-130, I-140, 360, and 526. 360 is abuse case, all right? But since you already have it, it's easier to do the 751. If you look at the squares of the 751, and I know I'm getting complicated, I'm overthinking it. There is a abuse spouse. A abuse spouse, you need to check that off. America, especially under Biden, would be nicer to abuse. Under Trump, they don't care. It's all priority deportation. They don't care what abuse, what non-abuse. They want us to leave the country. Hopefully under Biden and under Obama and under Bush, they do treat abuse spouse nicer. So number one, we have to prove it's bona fide, which probably it is because they already approved your first green card. Second, we have to prove abuse. Abuse is easy. You either have physical abuse, which means have your medical record and a police record, or proof psychological, all right? So make sure if you have not talked to a pastor, you need a bunch of stuff. Go see a therapist, a psychologist. That's how you prove abuse cases. Don't give up your case. And I don't know why you didn't file, because actually there's a lot of not-for-profits who also help abuse women. Get your shelter report because he deserted you, abandoned you. Was that abuse? Is that a level of abuse? Because marriage is not slavery. But don't play defense, play offense. If you're a woman, play the woman's, I know I sound stupid. If you're a man, it's harder to be abused men, but work the case, all right? You win this case if you work it. Everything is hard work. You just have to work it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for your answer. It's a very complete or really clear answer for this person. And
Mr. Juan, I'm always amazed by you. I mean, I know we work very well, but I feel like we are, and we are, I'm sorry, but I respect you so much. I have fun. I was smiling when I watch you. I'm like, oh, here he comes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's just I like letting people know that you share your knowledge because you know it. I mean, that makes sense. Some people just know the facts and they don't share the experience, and you're not tied or selfish about your experience. You share your DNA, your knowledge, and that's good because people get to know what they need to do. So that's very important, and that tells people that we have a very good attorney that knows what she is doing. You need an attorney who knows what they have to do, because if you don't have a good attorney, you will be messed up. It's that simple. So you need to have a good attorney who will defend your case even to the last appeal, and that's the law firm of Margaret W. Wong Associates, which has over 15 attorneys, and they work for your case. They travel to your hearing. They travel for everything. They prepare you. So it's a very complete team that has experts in every single aspect of the immigration. So thank you so much, Ms. Wong. This next question is very interesting. I was put in proceedings in 2012. My case, I hired an attorney. I have 2 daughters, that one of them is 20 and the other one is 16. I entered on a work visa, and my case was admin closed in 2016. I want to go to Mexico. I want to travel outside of the United States. I have my 2 daughters that are born here, and I never left. I entered legally. Is something that you recommend for me to reopen my case, or should I wait for something else?
Absolutely do not travel. The fact that the case is admin closed and NTA issued means that you're status quo in a court system. You probably should have, if not, you should have a work permit every year or every 2 years. You can extend. You should, because you should have a 42B case pending before you close it, so you get a C10 work permit. Now, when your kid is 21 and one is already 20, American born, so in that, when the one day after 21, she can apply the I-130 for you. It takes Under Trump, again, I hate to always, it's like everything is Trump's fault, but under Trump, it takes about a year and a half to approve because they want to interview everything because your case is admin closes in court, they want to interview. So sometimes it's taking 2 years. The CIS is not equipped to interview everybody on a daughter for father case, all right? But under Biden, hopefully that would only take 3 to 6 months. Now you reopen the case, file the 45, and once the 45 is there, you're asked to advance the IJ, depends on what jurisdiction. Some, like Chicago, is excellent. They may advance if you file a good case. New York may or may not because they're very busy. So it depends on where you are. Then once you get the green card, you can leave. Another way to do it is, since your admin closed, you can also file the green card with CIS, with immigration, get an interview. Once you finish the case, before you go, you terminate the case in court. Under Trump, you cannot, no more admin closed, no more filing with immigration. Under Biden, hopefully that's another thing that he will change. And I think that he will change. It just takes some time, and he will, and he better. So you have a very good case. In the meantime, do not travel, please.
Yes, and should he do something to reopen the case or just wait?
If he doesn't have a work permit, I would reopen it to do a 42B to get that work permit.
He has a C10 work permit.
Okay, good. No, don't reopen until the I-130 is approved. It's just easier. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. That's the answer. So you have the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We have more interesting questions, Ms. Wong. Is there any green card path for an Overstate F1 student who has active I-20s? Thank you.
When you say active I-20, I presume your I-20 have not expired, but you stop going to class, though you overstay. If you stop going to class for more than 5 months, it's hard to reinstate, but it doesn't hurt to reinstate because with Biden it may be easier. But right now, there's no new law on kids who stop going to school, even though the I-20 have not expired. But also check your passport. Depends on what country you're from. I was looking at your name. I don't know what country you're from. If you still have an F1 in your stamp in your passport, because there was a time that people give F1 for 5 years, for 3 years, for 10 years or something, you can leave and come back with the unexpired I-20, but make sure the foreign student, the DSO, the foreign student advisor, sign page 3. Once it's signed, you can leave and come back without applying for the visa because they will deny a visa. But if you have a visa stamp, go out and come back, then you're back in status. If you don't have a visa stamp, don't leave.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And then we have another question. This person is from Mexico. He says, I am on a tourist visa. I am an attorney in Mexico, and I am still in status. But I sent someone to put the seal on my I-94 and on my passport to show that I left, but I stayed here.
Right.
I would like to know, because I'm still in status, it's not expired yet, if I could find a job here and they could apply for me until I am the 180 days, even though immigration thinks that I left.
I would. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or if I should go back to Mexico.
There are 2 ways to do this case. Since you have a multiple visa and they already think you left, I'm sorry, both of us are lawyers, I'm teaching you that stuff. Maybe just take a bus and leave, and then they won't even know you were here because you left. That's number 1. Number 2, the sad thing, and that's what that's more the old thing now, even though you're a lawyer. I know you're thinking lawyering, but the new thing is they don't return I-94s. It's always better not to return I-94s because right now the computer system is so good, they will know. In the olden days, they return it, but who cares, But now, but if I were you, maybe leave and then try to come back legally, but only after 4 or 5 months. But if you get a job here and try to do an H1, now is the time. That's why, because on March 9th, today is March 25th, you may have already missed the registry date. So because you don't have a job yet, I think it'll be hard. And also you cannot do an extension because they think you left. So if you do an extension 539, they may say, what are you doing? I thought you left, Then they'll say it's fraud. So I would not do that. Okay. Because it's already a mistake. You don't want to and then make a mistake to make a mistake, then it's really bad. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. And this last question is, good afternoon. Is it true that the appointments or the interviews in the Ciudad Juarez consulate are taking over a year or even a year?
It is true. In the past, again, Trump. I mean, I hate to always mention. I know he's such a big shot that we're just little potatoes. We shouldn't have to worry. But under Trump, we have green card holders or citizens waiting 3 or 4 years, and they just are not scheduling. Biden just took off that about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Remember, I announced it. Biden just allowed all the counselors in the world to start scheduling. I'm already getting quite a few appointments. So please, if you haven't got an appointment yet, email them, call them, go to your congressional offices, or use your lawyer to start pushing them. They are starting the appointments now.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wong. So our time is over for today, Ms. Wong. We don't want to take more of your time. So thank you so much for sharing your experience and your knowledge with us. And looking forward to see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And for everyone who has joined us today, thank you so much. Please don't forget to call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and Ms. Wong will be happy to take care of your immigration needs. 216-279-3984, offices in 9 cities of the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Ohio, Minneapolis, Memphis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. See you next time.
This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984.